traders, good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of Greenback Riders. We will be talking about what are the support and resistance areas that we have for tomorrow and what are the price action that we are expecting for tomorrow. Tomorrow being the 22nd of October 2024. We will look at all the charts starting from the monthly to the 5-minute chart. Again, before we start, as always, please like, share, comment the video if you're liking the content. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel and click on the notification icon. One more announcement that I want to make is this Sunday at 11 a.m. EST, we are going to have a session on the Dow theory. So if you're interested in joining that session, you will find the Google Meet link to the Sunday webinar in the description below. Along with that, you will also find all the links to the read-only charts that we will be discussing right now, and also the link to our free Discord server as well as our Facebook page, and you are very welcome to join there. Let us now get back to the monthly chart. So nothing much has changed on the monthly chart. We just had a little bit of pullback today. We just were in a trading range. So nothing much has changed. We are still expecting that if we can get above this 5927 area, the current all-time high, there is a big possibility that we will come to this 5999 or the 97 area. So today also, although we had a pullback, we held some major lows that we will be taking a look at on the lower time frames. But apart from that, there is no change in the monthly time frame at this point of time. The next support is still at 5832 to the 5813 area, and below that we can come down to the 5722 areas as well, and then we will see if we are breaking down further. So that is all that we have on the monthly chart. Let us now move on to the weekly chart. Similar thing on the weekly chart, we did open above the close of last week and we actually came down to this particular support area. So yesterday we had mentioned that this will continue to be a very strong support area. We did not even come down to the bottom of the support area at the 5860 or the 59 line. However, we bounced from there and we got another 30 points to the upside. So on the weekly chart, we just have a pullback at this point of time. This is the open of the week. This is the high of the week at this point. This is the same high that we talked about, that we want a 15-minute or a 1-hour bar to close above it, and then we will see if we are going above that. So the plan remains the same. We will not be bothered by this 10-20 point pullback at this point, but if we are seeing that the price is going up above the 16 area, we can actually come and touch the top here at 5927, get to this wedge line at 5930, and if we are getting above this wedge line, we can get up to the levels higher. Now if we are looking back at the ATR of last week, I will change a little bit to the ATR at this point. So if we are getting 112 points from here right now, that will bring us somewhere to the 5976 area, and that will become our new ATR target at this point of time for this particular week. Now on the downside again, we saw that the 88, 89 area was acting as a good support and resistance. We were moving around that line for quite some time, and then we break down below this, and then we went back up again, and we created a trading range around this particular area. So now we will have to see tomorrow if we are holding this, or we are coming back down here again and doing a double bottom on the daily chart, or if we are breaking out 5860, coming to the 584950 area, and then if we are able to break that down, that will be the weekly wedge support as well. Not the wedge support, this is the trend line support. I will update this here. This is the weekly trend line support that we have. Below that, we will have the next strong area of support between 5831 and 5822. If we are breaking that down as well, this is also the monthly support that we have. If we are breaking that down as well, we may actually come down to the lower 5800s. And then we will see if we are getting down below 5800, if we are getting below the 5797 area, and then we will plan accordingly. So that is all the details that we have available on the weekly chart right now. Let us now take a look at the daily chart. Now, if we look at the daily chart, we find something interesting, right? We are still inside this particular mother bar as of the 14th of October. We did go up to the 11% extension and we got rejected from there. Today, we found support right at the 79% inside the mother bar, and we are above the 50% line and went above the 33% line as well. Now, tomorrow, we will have to see if we are breaking out of this 21% and this 11%, trying to get back to this 591516 area. And then if we are breaking out of that, there is a possibility that we will come back to the 5923 to the 27 area, and if we can break out of it, we will try to see if we can get to the daily wedge resistance at 5936. Above 5936 we will find 5948, which will be the 50% extension of this mother bar, and above that we have the daily target of the bulls on the daily chart at 5980 based on the 1:1 of this same mother bar that we have. Now, if you start counting the legs again, this was the first leg up that we had. We had a pullback here. This was a double bottom. We had the second leg up right here. And then we had an inside bar, and this was expected to be the second entry short. But this is a very weak bearish bar, so I do not think that the bears will be interested to sell right now here. So we will now have to see what happens to tomorrow's bar, right? If we are breaking out of this, then we may start another leg to the upside. But if we are creating a very tiny inside bar tomorrow, that is also possible that we will create a 30-40 point inside bar. And if that inside bar is strong enough, that may actually become a signal bar for the bears to short below that, and then we can see that we are breaking down this 5852 area and to the subsequent areas to the downside. Now for tomorrow, I will again be interested to see that we are taking out this double top and we are staying above that double top area. If we are staying above that double top area, we can come to this 5927, 5936 and go to all the levels that we talked about on the upside. On the downside, if we are breaking down this 5888 level again, we can very easily come down to the 5871 to the 68 areas. Below that, we will again see the 54 to the 46 area, or basically the 50 to the 46 area. But we need to remember that the 5253 area may also have some kind of support, because last time we tried to get to the 50 level, we actually failed at the 5253 area and started moving back up. So I would say that between that 53 to the 46 area, I will actually expect some kind of bullish movement. If we are breaking this down, the next level down again is between the 5836 to the 31 area, and then we can come down to the 5819 and then subsequently to the 5808 and the levels farther down. We also need to remember that 5824 we will have the daily EMA, so the price may actually try to bounce from there again. But if we are closing strongly below that, maybe we will come down a few more legs before we start to go back up once again. Also, if you see here, we came down to the daily trend line support as well, which was at 5867, and we bounced from there. So tomorrow again, if the price wants to come down there, the trend line support will actually move to the 5871.5 area, and we will push that price and we will push that line up here right now. So if we are breaking down the low of yesterday, this will be the next support area, and then we will see if we are breaking this down once again. So that is all that we have on the daily chart. Let us now take a look at the intraday 4-hour chart. Now, looking at the 4-hour chart below the 8-8 line, I was actually expecting the price to come to the 61.5 to do the 1:1 of this trading range to the downside, but that failed and we went back up again. So after this new high was created right here, you will see that this was the first leg down, this was the second leg down. Now we have the first leg up again. This was the H1 or the first attempt of reversal, and we pull back completely, and this is giving us the second attempt to enter long once again. So tomorrow morning again, we will have to come back and see at what position this particular price is sitting, whether the second entry long is being respected, and we did not fall below this 5881.5 area, because as soon as we start falling from here, we will actually start a third leg down, and at that point of time we may actually come down somewhere to these wedge lines. This is one possibility. Another possibility will be this particular line. So then we will see that if we are getting to this area, if we are getting support here, and then if we are bouncing from here and trying to get back to the 50% or the 5888 line once again. Now, if you see, this has been the strong resistance area, right? The 5914 to the 5915 area. So we tried to break out of it once. We came down. This was the second attempt. This was the third attempt and the fourth attempt that we had. We had a fifth attempt here as well. So maybe if we are going back up here tonight and we are breaking out of it tomorrow morning, we can actually see ourselves somewhere on this particular 4-hour chart's wedge line. And if we are breaking out of that, we know what are the targets that we have on the upside for the bulls. On the downside again, if this 5874 line breaks down once again and we are able to take out the low of today, there's a high probability that we will come down to the 60.5 area, breaking down which we will find ourselves somewhere between the 53 to the 46 area. This was actually the area I was talking about on the daily chart. And below that, our next support is the 5839 to the 34 area. And then we have a strong breakout line here, 5830, which may also act as a support. And below that, we can come down to this 2-1 line. And if you remember, on the higher time frame, we had the 5822 as a very strong support line as well. And below that, we can come down to the 5815 to the 11 area, and then we will see if we are breaking that down, if we are getting out of this breakout area at 5804 and falling below the 5800 and keeps going to the downside. So that is something that we will have to see. But we also need to remember that the strong support areas may actually make the price bounce up once again. The market is not yet bearish. We are in this trading range at this point of time. which is actually looking as a bull flag. Every low is being bought back by the bulls. So as soon as we break out of the 1.5 area, of the 2.7 area, we can actually get to the targets on the higher side. And especially I'm looking at the 30 to the 36 area, and then the breakout of that can take us to the higher levels. So having looked at that, let us now take a look at the 1 hour intraday chart. Now, looking at the 1 hour chart, after we came up to this high, once again, we did a double top, and then we had the first leg down here. We had the second leg down here. We had the third leg down here, and this was a big breakdown from the second leg down. And as a result of which, we got this leg up, and then we got another leg down. So this was the fourth leg down that happened. After the fourth leg down happened, this particular candle came and closed above the open of this particular candle, which was one of the strong reversal attempts that happened. But after this new low that happened, this was again the first entry long. So we had the pullback after that. And then we got the second entry long right here. And we have a follow through bar as well. So I'm expecting that the price will come back overnight to these areas as well. This will be a sixth attempt when the price is coming overnight here. We are in this particular trading range that we also saw on the 4 hour chart. So if we are breaking above this opening gap that we had yesterday, and we broke that down, so this will continue to be another area of resistance at this point of time. So we will have to see what happens there when the price comes back to that area once again today. Now, if we are able to get above this double top, which is the 5975 area, and then we can go above the 5919, at that point of time, I will be trying to see if we are able to get above this 5919.75 line. Then we will reach this all-time high, and above that all-time high, we can see that if we are getting to the 30 to the 36 area, those are all marked on the 5-minute chart that we have. So we can get to the 30 to the 36 area, then to the 46 to the 50 area, and after that we can see that we are at the 66 area, and then finally to the ATR target of the week, which is around the 7576 area at this point of time. Now, also as of now, above the 1 hour EMA, we have closed one strong bar and we have a follow through. So I am expecting this 5894 to the 5884 line will hold overnight. And if it does, once it comes above this 5901 or gets above the 5900, we will try to see that if we are able to get long. But this particular trend line now may act as a resistance, and we may actually drop down from there as well. So we will have to be very careful when we are at the upside. We need a very strong breakout above this 591415 line in order to believe that the price is able to go up. Otherwise, we will keep dancing within this particular trading range till some news catalyst comes and pushes it out of this particular trading range, either to the upside or to the downside. On the downside again, if we close below this 5867, 5866 line, we will come down to the 61 to the 59 area. This can be a support area where the price can bounce. If it does not, and if we are breaking it down straight, then we will come somewhere between 53 and the 46 line. The next support area will be the 5830 to the 5838 to the 40 area. And we will have this particular wedge extended as well, because there is a possibility that if the price comes down here, this particular wedge line can provide a support on the hourly chart. Also, there is the possibility of this other wedge as well, and especially we are looking at these multiple wedges because we are still in a bullish market. We are in a trading range at the top of the bullish market, but the expectation is that the price has not taken out the major lows at this point of time. The major low is still this particular area, the 5846 to the 5850 area. So as long as that is not taken out, there will not be enough traction by the bears. Similarly, on the upside, as long as we are not able to take out this 5915 line or this 5920 line, even with a very strong breakout, we may not find enough traction by the bulls around this area as long as that does not happen. So based on these analysis, we will come back again tomorrow morning for the pre-market plan. If you want to join that pre-market plan, the link is given in the description below, and the pre-market plan starts at 8:45 a.m. EST every day. With that, let us now take a look at the 5-minute RTA chart. Now, looking at the RTA chart, we have this particular support here at this point of time, and right below that we have created a couple of micro gaps, right? And we have taken support of that micro gap and we have gone back up here. However, at this point of time, we do have this kind of a wedge that got created in the 97 area, and now we will have to see that we are breaking out of the wedge. We are coming above this 590302 area, getting to the 5907, and then breaking out of that. I would also keep this particular trend line on my chart at this point of time. I would also keep this particular trend line on the chart at this point of time, and this trend line may act as a support when the price comes down near these areas once again tomorrow morning. And again, if we are breaking down this 588081 area at this point of time, the price may come down to these areas at 5869 to the 66 again. And if we are breaking down 66, we can see ourselves in the 5854 to the 52 area. Below that, this is the strong support area from 46 to the 43 area, and below that we can see the 5840 to the 38 area, and then we can come down to the 5833. We may actually find a very good support at the 5833 area, failing which we can come down to the 5818 area as well. Now all these support areas can actually bounce the price, so we will have to see if the price is bouncing strong from one support area, taking out the previous support area which it had earlier broken down, and then we will see whether we are getting any long opportunities to enter into the trade as a result of a failed breakdown to the downside. On the upside, again, just as we were talking earlier, we have to get above this 5907 line. Above this 5907 line, this will be the 591516 area will continue to be the strong resistance. If we can break out of this, we can come somewhere between the 5923 to the 27, and above that we can get to the 30 to the 36 area, and then we will target the 46 to the 50 area, and after that the 66 area, and finally to the 75 to the 72 area. And if we keep going up, we can actually come to that 5997 monthly wedge target that we have on the upside. So that is all the analysis I have for now. I will be seeing you guys again tomorrow morning at 8:45 a.m. EST in the pre-market call. I will end this call right here. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.